Hello class, welcome in this course PE4 Team Sports and Games. So you are now in lesson 1 and we will discuss about the introduction to team sports and games. So before I will proceed to our formal discussion, I will just talk about the description of this course. So this course will provide both theoretical and practical aspects of the course team sports and games. So we'll not just discussing about the theory, about the principles in team sports and games, but we also have a practical session. So it will covers the history of the sports and also the terminologies, as well as the rules and regulations, the facilities and the equipment and officials of the game. So this course is also designed to elicit opportunities to advance the individual skills levels in different team sports. So they also are guided through the program that will improve their personal fitness level. So this is your last PE that you will going to undergo. In your first year, you take up the PE1, which is the physical fitness, and for PE2 that is rhythmic activities, and PE3 last semester that is the individual or and dual sports, and this is the last, which is the PE4, the team sports and games. So the question is, what is or what are the team sports and games? So for the recap, I believe you also discussed this in your previous semester in PE3. The examples of the individual or dual sports are table tennis, lawn tennis, swimming, running. So that is the example of individual and dual sports. So for this course or this subject PE4, we will discuss about the different team sports and games played by different groups of individuals, especially in Olympics. So the question is, what are the team sports and games? So the team sports includes any sports where individuals are organized into opposing teams that compete for what purpose? To win or to cooperate to entertain their audiences. So the team members act together towards a shared objectives. Again, what is the objective of the game? Is to win and also at the same time to entertain the audience. So this can be done in a number of ways, such as outscoring the opposing team, and also the team members should set goals, make decisions, communicate, manage conflict, and solve problems in a supportive, trusting atmosphere in order to accomplish their objectives. So after this slide, I will discuss the different team sports and games played by people around the world. But if we will tackle each of these team sports and games, one semester is not enough. So we'll just focus on basketball and volleyball, which is known in our country. So first, the basketball, as you can observe here in this short video or GIF. This is the basketball. This is one of the example of the team sports and games composed of 5 members per group in the game. Okay. And then we also have volleyball, as you can observe also in this picture. I think you are familiar with this game. It is also played by women or men. We also have we call it rugby. I think this is not really known in our country, but in America or other nations, they have this kind of team sports and games, the rugby. You also have water polo. I don't know if you are familiar with this game. It is played in the swimming pool, just like with the soccer or any bull games. We also have, they called it handball. Instead of playing in the swimming pool, you just played in the indoor handball. And they also have lacrosse. I don't know if you are also familiar with this game. As you can observe, the basketball, volleyball, water polo, handball, and lacrosse, they have net. So the objectives or the aims of your team is to put the balls within the net. So if you can able to do that, you have the points. And they also have cricket. They have a similarity with the baseball and the softball. Okay, as you can observe in the video, they are batting the ball. As what I've mentioned, there's similarities in baseball and softball. So these are the examples of the team sports and games. So there are various forms of also associations like football, soccer. They have doubles in the tennis and hockey. So the team sports require internal coordination between members of the team in order to achieve success. So there must be a teamwork or strategy in order to win. As you can observe also, for example, in the basketball, um, for example, in the team Golden State, as you can observe, one of their strategy why they have the successive champion in the game because of their strategy of throwing the ball in the three-point area. For example, if just throw it twice, as if they are throwing three times in the 2 points area. So that is one of the strategy of the Golden State. So every team must have a technique strategies in order to win. That is the main goal or objectives of a team to win in the game. So the team sports are practiced between opposing teams where the players generally interact directly and simultaneously between them to achieve an objective, which is to win. And the objective often involves teammates facilitating the movement of a ball or a similar object in accordance with a set of rules in order to score points. Just like with this game in the rugby, they don't have a net, but they need to, put the ball in the opponent's, just like a opponent's home or area. So the meaning of word team sports has been disputed in recent years. Some types of sports have different objectives or rules than they call traditional, or they call it traditional team sports. So these types of team sports do not involve teammates facilitating the movement of a ball or similar items in accordance with a set of rules in order to score points. So for example, the swimming, the rowing, the sailing, the dragon boat racing. I think you also familiar with dragon boat racing. And you also have the track and field. So among others can also be considered as a team sports. And lastly, this is the last slide in our first lesson for this course. In other types of team sports, there may not be an opposing team. Okay, there's no opposing team. Or just like a point scoring. For example, the mountaineering. As you can observe here, there's also a game. Okay, they call it mountaineering. Instead of points scored against the opposing team, the relative difficulty of the climb or walk is the measure of the achievement. Okay, instead of having a points score against the opposing team, just like in the game mountaineering, it is a relative difficulty of the climb or walk is the measure of the achievements. Okay, not the points or not the score. So in some sports where participants are entertained or they will enter by a team, they do not only compete against the members of other teams, okay, not just for the other teams, but also against each other for points towards championship. standings. So there are also a team sports and games. They are not competing to their opposing team, but also to their own members. Okay, for the points towards championship standings. So this it ends our lesson for lesson one, introduction to team sports and games. And don't forget to answer the quiz via Google form that I will send to you, or you will just check it in the Google Classroom or in the description in this video in YouTube. Thank you and see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.